Hello, hello, hello. We are back. Back again, again. Um, it's been pretty busy, but it's been good. And the sun's out, it's summer, everything's great. Cannot complain as I work out the audio. Audio worked out. Right, okay, so today I have an aim in mind, just a quick one. I was actually working on something already um, that I want to continue. I'll just see where I saved it. Excuse me. Do 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 do. Hmm. I wonder if I didn't save it. Sometimes I work on things and then I think, no, this isn't quite what I wanted. So then I don't save them. No, that wasn't it. I wish you could. I wish it gave you a list of your most recent designs so you could just say, yes, that one. That was the one I was working on and I want to open. Please open that one for me. But it does not. To be fair, um, if I had a better organization system, I think I do need to think about how I could better organize because I was organizing it by projects, but I think that I might need to think of a different method of organization. But no matter. Um, hmm. There we go. Okie dokie. So I wanted to work on this a little bit because what I wanted was so what I have found is that sometimes doing the rings doesn't always give me the outcome that I would like. So instead of that, I'm going to, in fact, instead of a ring, I'm not going to do a ring because one of the wonderful things about, whoops, um, making things in a digital space is that I can do shapes that might be more challenging in real life, not impossible, because what I'm about to do, you could definitely do it in real life with real garments. It would pose you some different levels of challenges, but it wouldn't be impossible to do. Instead of doing a circle, doing a square kind of diamond with the opacity, opacity, and metallic. I'm also in the middle of baking a pie. So I absolutely adore my pie maker. I think it's a Breville pie maker. It's quite fun. Right, so first thing I'm going to do is freeze these. And the reason I do that is because I find that sometimes when I'm working on a particular garment or item, it might fly through the mesh and the avatar, pulling at everything else, causing everything to become slightly unstable. And I don't want that. Nobody wants that. Right, so let's do a symmetric pattern with sewing just while I'm working on it, just so I can see it, um, not just from both sides, but when I click on it, I find that that changes the view because obviously I've got this, and I could take that off. I think I can take, there is a way to not show that, but I do like having it. So I'm going to offset an internal line. I feel like an anime character announcing all my moves. Reverse, nope. Let's do one. No, let's do two. No, let's do 1.5. 1.5, yes. Let's do 1.7, 1.8. There we go. Sometimes it's just about experimenting. So the first thing that I need to do before I do anything else is I need to um, that one? No, that's not what I want to do. I want to copy and paste. Hmm. Let's put that back to Polygon. Okay, fine, whatever. 10.6. 10.6. Point 6 by 10.6. Should be fine, and I should be able to just rotate. Okay, so now I should be able to copy and let's make it 30. And let's move it just so it's actually touching the pattern. Bring it a little bit closer. Okay, so now that it's touching the pattern, if I move it but I press shift, I should be able to move it along the same axis. There we go. Okay. Some of these are a little bit close to the edge for my liking, like that one. But that should be fun. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 there, so I will need 7 of these, which means I need 6 because I've already got one, and they can be a little bit closer, and that should be fine. Right, now here comes the not always fun part. Ah, right, I've done that wrong already. So from there to there, so it needs to go from there to there, but I also need to take all of these and convert them to holes, because if I want to have these be transparent, so it looks like there's nothing on the other side, before when I attach the ribbons, I need there to not be anything on the other side. Otherwise, it's just going to involve a lot of kind of mesh fighting, or Z fighting, I think it's a technical term. I'm sure I've used that term before, but I don't want that. Oops. So I do like that you can just press backspace if you start doing a stitch and you realize that you don't want to do that particular stitch. You can also use it when you're drawing a shape if you want to just do the undo the point that you just did. Right, so nice and quick and simple, just what we like. I also like that I can do this fairly easy because it's mirrored, so I can just do one side and both sides will behave accordingly. Even though I'm now realizing that there's one thing I haven't done, but I can do that in a moment. So I'm not going to convert these to whole, I'm going to cut and sew them. And the reason I'm going to do that is because I wonder why some have moved. So the reason I've done that is because I want these to be solid shapes but clear, so that they still retain their kind of like strength. One thing I am going to do for these ones is I'm going to make this, I think 17 should be fine. Actually, I might need to do it, I might need to make it 10. And additional thickness 3. That might be too much. Let's do 2.5. There we go. It's always nice when you get a sweet message from someone special. Right, so I want to finish this by... So the next thing I need to do is, and I'm hoping I can do it on one side and it will continuously be mirrored on the other side, is I need to put a line in between. And the reason I'm doing this line is because this line is going to become a stitching line. So it's purely for reference. It does not, it will not be seen later, but it's going to give the illusion of the thread going through the holes. So So I haven't done this bit in a little bit of a while. So we will see how it goes. I think that I think that 30 should be fine. Okie dokie, and again, I'm just going to move this to at least adjacent to where it needs to be, just to make it a little bit easier for it all to be simulated. Right, I might need to make that slightly longer, but that's okay. All right, the other thing I need to do is I need to now rotate this, and then I'm going to copy and then make it symmetrical with sewing. Move these to the side just to make it easier for me to manage. Right, so if I have done this correctly, I should be able to sew this to that line. And then this will go to that line and that should go to that line. Beautiful. So now I just need to, let me simulate that, make sure that that is doing what I want it to do. Lovely, lovely stuff. I am going to give, I'm going to copy that and make that this just so that I can make it silk and satin. Wait, what are you? You're matte, so you should be silk and satin. You're not looking very satiny though. Oh, okay, there we go. I see it. Hmm. The only problem I'm having is the collision. Make you one and put you on layer one. See if that makes a difference. Okay, that makes a very slight difference. That should be fine. Okay, so now what I need to do is just do a few more of these. So just right click and then it allows me to pick how many I need. I have an odd number as I should because this one goes there. These ones go here and then I should have that might be too high actually. So I need that there. And then I need one more thing. I was going to edit that, but I'm just going to draw a new one. So if I go down, across, up, down, there we go. And make sure that that's the material I need it to be. And then there, lovely. And so let's just copy, let's select them, and then, right, okay. So this is where it all gets a little bit more interesting because I need these to be, again, down here. So the first thing I'm going to do is this to, no, here, and that should have done it on this side, nice. This to here, and then another one to here, and then this, nope, this needs to go from that side to that side, and go from there to only half the length so that it can gather it slightly. Yes. And then I'm just going to use the normal one for this one. And these are all going to be stitched up so I can tell the difference between the up and the down ones. And let's just... Alright, so where are you? Yeah, see, that's what I didn't want to happen. Okay, so let's move you to... I don't think it moves them both, though. That I'm not 100% sure of. No, it doesn't. Okay, so let's try again. Okay, and the thing that I need now is for this, this, and this to be... I'm going to make that an 8, just to give it a little bit more body. And I am going to change the fabric just of these to this. Make it 1. Maybe that will be better. Okay, these definitely need to be extended, and that shouldn't change that too much. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that, but now these are... Okay, I'm going to move... Nope, that's not the one I wanted to move. I wanted to move you so that you're not caught inside. There we go. I do feel like maybe you might benefit from being a 5. And let's just get the right color. Excuse me, get the right... And then we should be able to go back to layer 0. Nope, I just realized I'll have to go 4 first. Accept the consequences of my action. Then go 0. And now you should all be layer 0. That's fine. But I don't want you inside each other is the only problem. Right, so the other thing I need to do is... actually, I think I do prefer that material to the one I was using, so I might just change them all to that. And then I'm not using that. That's why the little bucket appears. I'm going to save that. And then I'm going to see what happens if I unfreeze this. Oh, it looks fine. I'm going to leave it frozen for now, just to keep that shape. Because it looks like I'm having a problem with one of my buttons. You want to be on the outside. Yeah, I'm working on a little mushroom thing. I'm thinking about turning it into a filter maybe, some motion capture. We'll see how it goes. It might just become another artwork. But I'm quite happy with that so far. I do want to uh, solidify that slightly. Should we solidify that one? Yeah, sure, why not? Give it a little bit more body. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to do, which was slightly bothering me, was to offset an internal line here, offset internal line. That's fine. And then cut and sew. And what material are you using? You're using the custom polysteel. Put that there and do it on the other side. There we go. That was the other thing I wanted to do. Right. Okay. I am fairly happy with that. I do want to do another one, maybe making this purple and adding some tassels, but that I will do in the next stream. I'm trying to do more streams more often, shorter content. But thank you for joining me, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully for some Blender. I'm still working on the raft, even though the raft is now in Unreal as opposed to in Blender, just because I was finding that it was all getting a bit of a big project for Blender and it kept crashing. So I moved it over to Unreal to allow me to have a little bit more freedom and also to be able to access some of Unreal's um, materials. And also because of the update, which has been out for a while now, that allows you to export directly from Clone to Unreal. Very, very useful. Um, and now I've learned how to texture bake and pack UVs better. It gives me an opportunity to edit them at any point and add decorations and fading and patterns, and it's all very wonderful, and I very much enjoy it. So I'm going to save that again. Fun times ahead, and I've been looking at the TikTok filters and thinking about should I delve into that? That looks quite fun as well. The idea that you can just go from straight from Clo to TikTok filters is very interesting indeed. I've just noticed this is upside down. I need to reverse the normals. But and what was the other thing? There was another thing. It was the TikTok filters look kind of interesting. I think I need to pack the UVs again now I've done that. Mm, no, looks fine. Oh, I do need to do the texture baking again though. But oh, the Inzoi have released their modding pack, so definitely thinking about new clothes for my avatar. So many corsets. So I haven't had a look at that yet, but I am going to, and I'm very excited about that. So we will see. But I am also at a point in my studies that is kind of like a lot busier than it was before and is demanding a lot more concentration. It's a lot more writing, a lot um, less practice that I can share at the moment. Um, and so there's an element of that that's keeping me away, but I will be back with fun things. I definitely want to share some of the things I've been doing in Unreal, and I really want to get back to finishing the houses and the raft because I do want to turn those into like mini animations. I'm pretty excited about those. And definitely want to start dabbling in some oh, I can't remember what they're called, but they begin with G, the files that you can have 3D files be on websites. Definitely want to start looking into that. So as you can see, I can't remember the name because still at the beginning. novice. But that's where it all starts, and it's all very exciting. So thank you for joining me.